Mohamed Salah's Liverpool future has been thrown into fresh doubt after a Saudi Pro League club owner labelled the forward toxic and not a fit for our league amid a storm of criticism over his recent behaviour. If you find our coverage useful, please consider liking the video and subscribing. It really helps us continue bringing you quality football news. Liverpool forward Mohamed Salah has come under renewed scrutiny after Saudi Pro League club owner Ben Harburg branded the Egyptian toxic and insisted he is not a fit for our league. The comments follow a turbulent week for Salah, whose frustrations at being benched have spilled into the public eye. Salah stunned reporters on Saturday when he claimed Liverpool had thrown him under the bus after being left out of the starting side for the third consecutive match. Speaking after the Reds' 3-3 draw with Leeds United, the 33-year-old also suggested his relationship with manager Arne Slot had broken down, remarks that drew criticism from Jamie Carragher and others who questioned his attitude during a difficult spell for the club. Liverpool responded by leaving Salah out of the travelling squad for Tuesday's 1-0 win over Inter Milan in Italy, a decision made jointly by Slot and senior club figures. The move has fueled speculation that the club may consider selling the winger in January, especially with reports that a deal for Bournemouth forward Antoine Semenyo is already being explored. However, despite long-standing Saudi interest in Salah, Harburg, owner of Pro League side Al Kholoud, says recent events have made him an undesirable target. He's 33 years old, he got paid a boatload a year or so ago and has underperformed massively since then, Harburg said when asked about the possibility of signing Salah. He doesn't strike me as a great team player. If a player isn't performing, they shouldn't be in the starting lineup, not because of what they did 3 seasons ago. All that combines into a fairly toxic mix. I'd rather he not come here. Harburg added that the league should prioritize younger, top-level talent over aging stars approaching the end of their careers. If it were between him and Vinicius, I'd take Vinicius. I'm hoping we go after the next wave of 25-year-old players rather than guys like Salah, for whom this would be the last stop. Meanwhile, uncertainty continues at Liverpool as the club seeks clarity from their star man. An X-account claiming connections to several reporters suggested that Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards and Arne Slot will meet Salah to address his comments, with the club expecting some form of acknowledgement that his outburst was a mistake. Liverpool reportedly want to keep the player, but are unwilling to allow star names to influence managerial authority. Saudi clubs are said to be circling should the situation deteriorate, but Liverpool want a resolution before planning any potential replacements. That's the latest on the Salah situation. We'll be following every twist and turn, so hit like and subscribe if you want all the updates first. See you in the next one. Fabrizio Romano shares what his sources are now saying about Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool. Despite Liverpool beating Inter Milan, Arne Slot's job is still not totally safe. The Reds' season has not gone to plan whatsoever, with their terrible run of form leaving Slot's future very much up in the air. The Mohamed Salah situation certainly has not helped the issue, but Liverpool's win against Inter will have at least eased the pressure for now. Join our newsletter for news and smart analysis. Who was your man of the match during Liverpool's brilliant 1-0 win over Inter Milan? Many names are still being linked with the job though, and former Reds boss Jurgen Klopp is one of those despite being out of management since departing Anfield. Whether it would happen or not is another scenario in itself, but Fabrizio Romano's latest update makes it pretty clear which way the German is leaning. Liverpool fans seem to be backing Slot at this moment in time, especially after that Inter result, but if they cannot find some consistency, then this could quickly change. Most would welcome Klopp back with open arms, however, with the German one of the greatest managers they have ever had. His love for Liverpool is unwavering as well, suggesting that he would be open to a return if he was asked, although Romano's sources indicate otherwise. Jurgen Klopp, guys, at the moment, I'm not receiving any indication of contacts, discussions, or talks with Liverpool over a potential return. 0 at the moment, he said on his YouTube channel. Jurgen Klopp is said by sources to be happy with his role at Red Bull. So focused on his role at Red Bull, then at the moment, still zero indications about any contact, any call from Liverpool over a potential return to the club. Xabi Alonso feels more likely to be the next Liverpool manager than Jurgen Klopp. What do you think needs to happen to sort the Mohamed Salah situation out? If Slot were to be sacked, it would likely not be until the new year anyway, or at least until a big market opportunity arises. This could come up soon, though, as Xabi Alonso might be sacked by Real Madrid if results do not improve quickly, suggesting they could swoop in. He was their top target before Slot joined, but they could not persuade him to join over the Spanish giants, but his connection with Liverpool could make them frontrunners. Klopp is also unlikely to leave his role at Red Bull, and going back to him does not feel very progressive, suggesting Alonso is the best option to go for.
Salah-less Liverpool edge enter as Chelsea suffer shock defeat to Atalanta. Liverpool and Barcelona strengthened their Champions League push on a night of high drama, while Chelsea slipped further into trouble. Big wins, late twists, and rising pressure reshaped the race for the top 8. Liverpool proved they can still grind out European results without Mohamed Salah, sealing a vital 1-0 win over Inter Milan at San Siro to steady their Champions League campaign. With Salah left out after his public fallout with head coach Arne Slot, it was Dominik Szoboszlai who took responsibility from the spot, burying an 88th-minute penalty to lift Liverpool back toward the top 8 in the league phase. Arsenal handed double injury scare before Club Brugge clash as William Saliba training update revealed. Arsenal have been dealt a new double fitness scare ahead of Wednesday's Champions League encounter with Club Brugge. The Gunners will almost certainly qualify for the last 16 of the competition, with all 3 points at the Jan Breidel Stadium, having obtained a perfect 15 from 15 in the league phase so far. Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid, Athletic Bilbao, Olympiacos and Slavia Prague have all fallen to the superiority of Mikel Arteta's side in Europe, and the Premier League leaders are already guaranteed to make it through to the knockout round playoffs at the very worst. The Spaniard may therefore be tempted to rest and rotate on Wednesday night, when he will definitely be without the trio of Kai Havertz, knee, Gabriel Magalhaes, thigh, and Christian Mosquera, ankle, due to injury. Meanwhile, Gabriel Jesus has not been called up to the league phase squad despite Mosquera's problem, and Arteta may also be missing another 2 experienced players for the matchday 6 encounter. Declan Rice, Leandro Trossard miss Arsenal training before Club Brugge. As is tradition before Champions League matches, Arsenal hosted the media for the first part of their training session on Tuesday afternoon, but Declan Rice and Leandro Trossard were not present. Rice completed the full 90 minutes in Saturday's 2-1 Premier League loss to Aston Villa, although he did sustain a small calf issue in the 2-0 home win against Brentford a few days prior. Meanwhile, Trossard was brought on at half-time against Villa after recovering from a muscle injury, but he was then withdrawn himself after scoring Arsenal's equaliser in the West Midlands. The Belgium international became just the 3rd Arsenal player to be substituted on, score, and then substituted off in the same Premier League game after Nicolas Bendtner against Cardiff City in 2014 and Cesc Fabregas against Aston Villa in 2009. Arteta explained that Trossard's load had to be managed in the wake of his premature change, and the Gunners' boss was also missing William Saliba in training on Tuesday. The Frenchman has been unavailable for Arsenal's last 3 games due to a knock. However, Arsenal did receive one boost in the shape of Riccardo Calafiori, who was out alongside his teammates after being filmed limping away from the Villa Park pitch at the weekend. What changes can Mikel Arteta make for Club Brugge versus Arsenal? Calafiori may be given the nod at left-back or centre-back on Tuesday, given that he is suspended for this weekend's Premier League clash with Wolverhampton Wanderers. The latter scenario would allow Arteta to rest Piero Hincapié and bring in Miles Lewis-Skelly. Trossard was never likely to make the first XA anyway, but Gabriel Martinelli is a candidate to replace Eberechi Eze, while Victor Gyökeres and Noni Madueke are primed for attacking starts too. Rice's concern may lead to Mikel Merino dropping into the left 8 role, and the time is also nigh for Arteta to rest Martin Zubimendi and draft Christian Norgard into the first tee backs. The seldom-seen Ethan Nwaneri should also be vying for a start on Wednesday night when Arsenal take on a Club Brugge side who have just sacked head coach Nicky Hayen.